In the morning, Saphira took off with both Eragon and Arya. Book 1, Eragon, Chapter 48, Flight Through the Valley. Welcome to Eragon and Back Again, a podcast where we explore Christopher Paolini's inheritance cycle, chapter by chapter. I'm Lucy Hart.
And I'm Darien Smartt.
And this chapter.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's so long.
It's
It's so long. Before we get into that.
Yeah.
Sparks of inspiration.
Oh, God.
Lucy.
I know.
Okay, I'll go first again.
I go first. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Mine is a quick one. On Instagram, I saw an advertisement for a book that's coming out soon. And it's the third book in a middle grade chapter book series called Witchlings.
Yes.
And it looked super cute. And so I checked and I was like, oh, it's audiobook on Libby. I can listen to it. And it was super cute. It's a fantasy series in like a modern era, but everyone is witches. But they have like phones and they text each other and they're like middle school and they're like 13 years old. And it's just, they have a favorite book series that they love. And she wants to grow up and be a journalist. And
very good.
It's all very good. It is like very sweet. It's not the kind of middle grade thing where you're just like, oh, damn, like, hold on. Like, this is doing something that I definitely listen to it. I have to keep reminding myself this is for folks who are younger and have consumed less media than I have. Mm-hmm. That is not a bad thing. I think the book does exactly what it sets out to do, and it's very sweet. I think the lore is interesting, though I definitely sometimes am like, okay, well, why is it happening this way? And it wasn't until the second book they're like, oh, is that why the Spare Coven does that? But why? But what does it mean? But how does it get picked? What is this?
Yeah.
And that's fine. But the reason it's my spark of inspiration, because I listened to the first one, I liked it. I listened to the second one, I liked it. I'll listen to the third one when it comes out. They're just charming.
Yeah.
And I think they're really sweet. And if I definitely had, if I knew a kid in my life who's like a 6th grader, likes these kind of like magic books, it would definitely be one that I'm like, you would really dig this. Like, this is super charming and really fun. But it makes it my spark of inspiration is that it's just so casually queer.
Yeah.
It's just so, like, I was texting you about it, Luce, because it was over halfway through the book where they mentioned that the non-magic world is a thing. I just thought everything was magic. I thought this was just a whole magic world. And then halfway through, all of a sudden they talk about, the way we train racing frogs is with classical music that's composed in the what do they call it? The humdrum. That's the non-magical world. And I'm like, there's a non-magical world?
Yeah.
You're just gonna mention that casually right here?
Yeah.
What? And then that just doesn't come up again. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. But I text you about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then, what was I text you about? Oh, that's right. So shortly after that fact, the main character trio meets an older teen witch who's like with a former like study mentor of one of them. She like helped her with her potions class.
Yeah.
Very cute. But she's canonically lesbian and she's like, oh, this is my girlfriend. She's a famous pop star or frog racer,
good.
I think. I can't remember. But I was like, oh, damn. And that's just like totally like, oh, wow, we're such a fan of you. You're so cool. And that's just like, that's it. They just have this couple. I'm like, that's really cool. And then the second book really like double down on that.
Yeah.
Wherein it opens with them attending this big important like witch Olympics.
Yeah.
And the host is a quote drag witch.
I love her.
Just a straight drag performer. Her name is Envy something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But she always has the best costumes and she's very cool. And then a little while later, we meet a ghost character that we met in the first book who is way more flamboyant than he was in the first book.
Yeah.
And his boyfriend, who is the elf, who's also the drag witch.
Oh, very good.
And we see them together.
Yeah.
And then one of the main trio has a crush on another girl. And then they get together and she's like, oh yeah, we've become girlfriends. And the main character is frustrated because, you ever be a kid and your best friend suddenly gets a new partner and then they don't hang out with you anymore? That's what poor Seven is dealing with.
Yeah.
And so when her parents are talking to her about it, they're like, I'm just frustrated because she's hanging out because Valley is hanging out with like Graves all the time. Their names are fucking wild.
Yeah.
Because oracles will give them a name that is based off some important event that'll happen in their life.
Oh, no.
And sometimes for the trio, it's like the location of where this battle will be at that they'll be a part of, or the number of witches that'll be a part of this great showdown.
Mm-hmm.
Or for others, it's your name is River because you're going to drown in a river.
Ooh, yeah.
It was real dark, y'all.
Yeah.
This one also gets real dark. So it's not like, oh, it's for like little kids. Like, it's like, nah, man, like there's a reason I'm like, yeah, I'll keep listening to this. But
yeah.
when her parents, the main character's parents, are asking her like, oh, you just seem down. She's like, well, you know, Valley's just too busy hanging with Graves. She doesn't have time for me. And her mom's like, oh, are you upset because you want to be spending time with Valley like Graves gets to? Trying to be like, oh, do you have a crush on your friend and that's why you're upset? And she's like, no, it's not like that. It's just annoying that she has, and it's genuinely not.
Yeah.
But,
which is nice.
And it's not that she's like, wow, I can't believe my parents would think that. She's embarrassed. It's like, oh, I can't believe my mom's like asking me personal questions about relationships.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not that I like don't have crushes. I've definitely had like 10 crushes on 10 different people in my class, and I have a crush right now. But like, it's not about that.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
Yes.
I like in a time where just being a queer character existing in children's books is an offense so awful that libraries have to prevent folks under the age of 18 from being actually able to use the library. Hi, Idaho!
Yeah.
It was really chill just to see casual queerness. And especially, like, not just, oh yeah, characters are gay, but also the culture. Like, a drag performer and there was a host of this major event, and everyone's like, you're so cool. Wow, you're doing such a good job. All the outfits are great. Like, it was nice. And that I like that we're in a point that queerness gets to be normalized.
Yes.
Like, the story doesn't, for queerness to exist, it doesn't have to be the point of the story. Like, it does, like, yes, Heartstopper is great. Not everything needs to be Heartstopper, though.
Yeah.
Right? It could be, this is tangentially related, or just a fact of life. So, always, like the Apollo I shouted out by Grace Ward some time back was the same thing that I was just delighted in.
Yep.
That. And also it's a witchy book. And I'm like, yeah, oh man, if the conservative parents find out about this thing's getting banned so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also just really fun. Like, I'm actually, the first one I was like, I don't know about this. The second one I was like, okay, I'm into this. This was wild.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to the third one coming out in October. Because I'm like, I kind of need to know what happens. Spoilers, Valley got petrified at the end of book 2, and they did not undo the petrification spell. They don't know how to do it yet. So I'm like, what happens? Who's been doing this? Oh, also a cool thing. Sorry, side note.
No, go ahead.
There is malicious magics, right? Like evil magic, right?
Yeah.
There's specific magic that is harmful, and they never use the term dark magic.
Ooh,
or
I
black
like that.
magic. That is a very conscious choice not to fall into that trope of black, dark equal bad.
Yes.
They say like ancient magic, like evil magic, like harmful magic, but like very much avoiding that very common magic trope of black magic.
Yeah.
Also, the basis of all their magic, it's Spanish.
Oh, cool.
Like the creatures are called monstros, and every spell they have is in Spanish. And that was really cool, and that makes sense. I'm looking at the author; she's like Spanish or Hispanic. I'm not super certain, but it's very cool to get to see magical systems, and the baseline culture that it's being built off isn't just like Latin or England, or not that Spanish people don't exist in England, but like it's not English, right? It's not this Western. Like it's neat. I like that.
No,
I like that
agree.
we get to have stories that are different and get to show different types of things and still be like, what a cute witchy story.
Absolutely, I agree.
So that's my spark of inspiration.
Very good. I feel like I've talked to you about it before, but I recommend the Mystic School of Music Craft because it almost has the same vibe. So I recommend. Definitely have to look into that. And now my spark of inspiration. I was so interested in listening.
Oh, thank you.
Think about my life.
Things you have enjoyed recently.
I'll do this one because not necessarily about stories more or less, but so I have my girlfriend's best friend Jay. he has never played Bioshock before.
Oh,
And
you love
like,
Bioshock.
and he knows nothing about it, like absolutely nothing. So he started it recently, and I
Uh-huh.
haven't asked him how it's going. But I was like super like, oh fuck yeah, now I have to go play it again. So like I started replaying it, and I think what draws me back again and again is the story of the game.
Ooh.
Because it's there. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but there is a twist at the end that the first time caught me so off guard.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. And so I just like the story, and I like the characters. I also like the gameplay. I think the gameplay is very nice. I like the second one better just because, as usual, as like in any case, like as games go on, they fine tune. Yeah. So I like the second one because you can dual wield. You don't have to like swap from using Adam or your powers to a weapon. You can just have both of them out.
That's
whereas
cool.
in the first one you have to switch back and forth. I also replaying it, I also use my health way too much because I keep hitting B to like go back, but that's using a health
not it.
pack.
Oh no!
And I'm like, no, I use them all the time. So
that's the worst.
But no, that inspired me to want to relive that story again, and I just really like how it's told. It's like a utopia, and then it just dissolves.
Like historically, utopias don't
go well, and this one is one of those. So,
and so when my brother DJ started, he apparently had never played Kingdom Hearts before.
Oh, cool!
So he started playing Kingdom Hearts because he got a PS5 and was able to play them all there. And I was like, oh damn. Well, like, I mean, if you're gonna play Kingdom Hearts, I guess I could play Kingdom Hearts again. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts since the third game came out. I could replay all the Kingdom Hearts games.
There you go. Yep.
And I was talking to him about it, and I didn't realize how much he didn't know about the lore. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I just didn't say the words Replica Riku. Ooh, that's a big spoiler of Chain of Memory. My bad.
Yep.
But, okay. All right. Let's get into it.
Yes.
This is the longest chapter summary I've ever written.
Oh, dang.
Flight through the valley. This is an uncharacteristically long chapter. With Urgal troops gaining ground, Arya running out of time, and Murtagh running out of patience, Eragon and Saphira take to the skies. While attempting to get an aerial view of the situation, the pair fly too high, and Eragon passes out from oxygen deprivation. Once safely back on the ground, Murtagh determines that the reason the Urgals are gaining on them is because they're an elite force called Kulls. In the air again, Eragon has to learn an old lesson the hard way when he attempts to use long-distance magic to hinder the pursuing army. When that fails, Saphira finds it far more effective to drop boulders on them. Regrouping with Murtagh, Eragon regretfully reports that there are no other exits from the valley. Murtagh becomes frantic and fearful, realizing he has no choice but to go to the Varden as well. When Eragon demands an answer, Murtagh finally delivers his lore drop. His father was Morzan of the Forsworn. There it is!
The fucking...
There's that thing we've been dancing around
ends, like, holy shit.
I know, I was like, are we sure we can't immediately jump into the next? No, okay, okay,
they're
next time.
both too long.
They're both too long. Here's what's wild, is that the fact that we finally get Murtagh's whole, I almost called him Mordred. We finally get, I will have thoughts on that. Let me tell you what, I will finally get to really have thoughts on that later on. The fact that we get the lore drop, the fact that we get the boulders drop, and the fact that we get the like fly too close to the sun thing. How are those all one chapter?
There's so...
Mister, sometimes I just do a 2-page chapter.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot believe that Eragon passing out when they were flying too high didn't end the chapter.
Yeah.
Like, that feels like the kind of thing. Oh, we also get Eragon and Saphira unpacking the emotional turmoil following what happened with the slavers.
Yep.
So, buckle up, gang.
Yeah,
Let's get started.
This is a big chapter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we were dancing around it a lot in the last chapter because we were saving it for this one because Saphira, I think, delivers a lot of the points to Eragon that I think you and I had.
Yeah.
And so when they're off writing and she asks, like, do you want to read their thing back and forth?
We can read it back and forth. Do you want to be Eragon or do you want to be Saphira?
Do you want to rock, paper, scissors for Saphira?
Okay. Loser gets Eragon.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, go. Rock, paper, scissors, go. What are you thinking?
That was murder yesterday. I have no other word for it.
It was a hasty deed and ill-considered, but Murtagh tried to do the right thing. The men who buy and sell other humans deserve every misfortune that befalls them. If we were not committing to helping Arya, I would hunt down every slaver and tear them apart.
Yes, But Torkenbrand was helpless. He couldn't shield himself or run. A moment more and he probably would have surrendered. Murtagh didn't give him that choice. If Torkenbrand had at least been able to fight, it wouldn't have been so bad.
Eragon, even if Torkenbrand had fought, the results would have been the same. You know as well as I do that few can equal you or Murtagh with the blade. Torkenbrand still would have died, though you seem to think it would have been more just or honorable in a mismatched duel.
I don't know what's right. There aren't any answers that make sense.
Sometimes there are no answers. Learn what you can about Murtagh from this. Then forgive him. And if you can't forgive, at least forget, for he meant you no harm, however rash the act was. Your head is still attached, yes?
Murtagh, Eragon doesn't say anything.
Yeah, because she's right.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I think we were talking about in the last chapter, how his biggest problem when you're comparing it to like the facing off the Urgles is that he probably wouldn't have hesitated if they were Urgles, because Urgles would have still been able to attack.
Yeah.
Like even if he had no weapons, like even if they were facing down an Urgle and the rest had run away and one dude was still there, he would still be able to defend himself well. And Torkenbrand was injured and literally on his knees and could not.
Yep.
But as Saphira points out, like, but why does that matter to you?
Yeah.
Like,
and I love it would have, like, the result would have been the same. Like, no one can match you guys in a duel. Like, even if he were to duel, he would have still died. Like,
yeah. I said maybe he would have, like, gotten a lucky hit and injured you a little bit, but, like, both of you together with magic and Saphira there? Like, except, like, Eragon's thing is still, like, he wanted to let them run away.
Yeah.
And Saphira's response is, like, those men are awful, and if we weren't busy, I'd be after all of them and kill them myself.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'd be hunting them down right now.
Yeah, like, and so I do appreciate that this is Saphira, who we often have, like, talked about before. Like, she is, like, our wisdom, like, a moral baseline that we often get. And Eragon was just so upset that Murtagh had killed a man who could not defend himself.
Yeah.
Rather than let him run away, when he had been trying to run away. And does not reflect on who these men were, what they were doing, and what harm they did and will continue to cause.
Yep.
And so I am glad that we have Saphira being the one to point out these were bad people. And then we get like, I'll say it again. I don't believe in capital punishment. I do believe in vigilante justice. That's just what I'm going to say. Also, it's fiction.
Yeah.
It's fiction. So I get to have the opinion they should have killed all the slavers.
Yeah.
There it is. That's my opinion. They should have killed... Saphira should have killed and eaten all of them.
Oh, God. I don't know about eating.
Why? You should let their bodies... We're just going to let their bodies rot. She's hungry. She needs to eat.
That's fair.
We're supposed to bury him? Just leave him there to rot?
Other animals need
let's at least make some use about their awful, awful, worthless existence.
That's fair.
But... So it is like... And as she points out, like, it is like... Would you have felt better if there was a sword in his hand when Murtagh cut his head off? Like, and that's what it is. And so it is this, I think, for Eragon, valuing life. Absolutely. Yes. That is a noble thing. But recognizing it is kind of coming from a sort of sanctimonious place. Mm-hmm. Where if Torkenbrand had lunged at him with a dagger, he would have no qualms against him cutting his head, or he would have done the same thing, right? It's the fact that the man couldn't fight back. Yeah. But not the fact that he's dead. Yeah. Because if there is any situation where you'd be like, well, yeah, I'm fine with him being dead, then it's not actually about Murtagh killing him. It's just about the situation. Yeah. And that is kind of what makes, I think, Eragon a little sanctimonious.
Yeah. And I also think, like, the last episode... Eragon mentions, I'm confused. Mm-hmm. And I think that might also be like, in a way, Eragon might understand Murtagh. Yeah. And like, might be like, okay, I understand it. But also he's like, I think it was wrong. And it goes back to, there aren't any answers that make sense. Yes. And he's just very confused about that. And I think it goes back to like even in real world terms, like, there's no such thing as black and white. Like, there are shades of gray. Yeah,
very, very rarely is there one straightforward. Like, even with when we prompt, like, oh, who do you think was right, Eragon or Murtagh? The answer is, like, they both have points, and it was awful and a little chilling that Murtagh was so willing just to cut this dude's head off. Yes. Like, when he was on the ground bleeding. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I do think, as we were dissecting that, like, that section was meant to tell us more about Murtagh than it does about Eragon. Yes. But simultaneously, we're in Eragon's head, so we need to think about what he's thinking from
Yep.
it and how he's responding to it. So it is very like, yeah, there's in that situation, there's not, except for all of the reasons that Saphira and Murtagh gave about, no, the smartest, safest move for us, and honestly for everybody, is for this dude not to continue on.
Yep. I agree.
Be it the Urgles catch up and he tells them about us and Arya, and then they kill him, because they probably will, or he goes back to his life harming more people. Like, there is just no situation in which leaving him alone alive is the best, unless you'll have time to get him to reform. But we're a little bit on a time crunch.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, absolutely.
So I like this conversation and the confusion. Because I also, for me, I like that you, the point you made about Eragon being confused about maybe there was no right answer.
Yeah.
Because I definitely read it as him being confused about Murtagh.
Yeah.
This is someone he trusts, and he thought they were on the same page a lot, but now they argued about whether or not the Varden, he clearly has some big secret he's not telling him, and then he just killed this person in cold blood.
Yeah.
Like, I think Eragon is confused about this person he has come to trust.
That's true, yeah.
And that's something that I think he reflects on there, is that he doesn't want to lose Murtagh. He wants to keep him with them. Like, and he says, where is it? I like him, but I'm not so sure that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
because he's suddenly second guessing himself about it.
Yeah, he's like worried that maybe Murtagh isn't a good person to be around. Maybe this isn't so safe.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lose this friendship I have. I don't want this person out of my life.
Yep.
But maybe that's not so good. Like, maybe the fact that I care about this person is not so safe for me now. And maybe it's worse, and maybe I do need to not be part of this situation anymore.
Yep. That makes sense. But that was like Eragon doesn't necessarily, I don't think he responds to Saphira because he's checking Murtagh's position, and then he spots a patch of color further back along their route. Mm-hmm. And he realizes that the Urgles had gained on them very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Way quicker than they really should have been able to.
Yeah, really should have. Yeah, absolutely. And so they take a beeline to Murtagh.
They call them monsters.
Yeah, they call them monsters. Take a beeline to Murtagh. Okay, this isn't when they realize their call.
No, it's a little later.
Yep, and so Murtagh is like, again, they're debating, like, Murtagh, he's like, I don't want to go to the Varden, and Murtagh comes up with a thing where he's like, I'll escape later. When we go into I can disappear down a side valley or something.
Yeah.
And then I like the sleep or no sleep, I'll see you to the Varden. So, like, despite their differences, despite their arguments, despite their fight, Murtagh is still like, I will see you to the Varden.
And it is still a choice that he is making. Like, Eragon's like, they haven't seen us. They're close, but they haven't really seen us. You might be able to escape if you go in a different route. Like, I think it is important, especially with how this chapter ends, with them realizing there's no other way out of the valley. Yes. And they're cornered.
Yep.
But Murtagh chose. He had every opportunity to bail, and he did keep getting closer and closer to this thing that he didn't want to be caught in.
And it was also like Eragon, as I think you mentioned that in I can't remember if it was last episode or the episode before, but Eragon has been continuously giving him opportunities to leave. Yeah. Like, and I think, like, that was going back to Eragon's argument. He isn't forcing Murtagh to do anything. Yeah. Like, this is all Murtagh's choice.
Yeah. Although, actually, I think Eragon actually says it'd be suicide if he tries to leave. Somehow those Urgles are faster on foot than we are on horseback. They would run you down like a deer. The only way to evade them is to find sanctuary with the Varden. Despite his words, he was unsure if he wanted Murtagh to stay. Yeah. I like him, but I'm no longer certain if that's a good thing. And this is the first time he's been like, I don't actually know if I want you to stay around. Like, he's just using logic where it'd be dangerous, but...
Yeah, and I mean, like, the reason why Eragon and Saphira were able to have that conversation is because he took off on Saphira wanting to get away from Murtagh for a time. And that was the first time, like you said, the first time that there's been like a tension. I want distance. Yeah. I don't know if I want to keep traveling with this person anymore. Yeah.
And again, I think that circles back into, like, Eragon not being practical. Yeah. Like, his now discomfort about Murtagh literally stems from, to be fair, they did get in a fight about the Varden thing, and, like, that wasn't great that happened right before this instance, so things were already a little tense, and this kind of broke it. But, like, it again is like, he's like, I don't think he should have killed this unarmed man, while all the points Eragon makes, all the points Saphira makes, like, are not things Eragon can argue against, or that he thinks are wrong, their reasoning. He still just thinks the act itself is wrong. Yeah. And that is Eragon wanting to say things are black and white while still acknowledging that they're not.
Yeah.
And that, yes, the situation was like, even Saphira is like, yeah, that was pretty hasty and like ill-conceived, but also like that was the outcome.
Yeah.
That was the outcome in this situation. So
I agree.
So yeah, I think Eragon is just wishing he could exist in a world that was easier.
Yes.
And now realizing that his friend is someone who is human and is complicated and are going to disagree with things and is carrying a lot more heavy things than Eragon realized. And suddenly that makes Eragon uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I also think like he might be thinking like, I don't actually really know this person very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like at all. Like you've traveled, this person is what, was like 18, 19?
Yeah,
he's kind of like a couple years older than Eragon. And he's only been traveling with you for a couple of weeks now, my dude. So you don't necessarily do know this person.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that could be him just being like all the things. Yep.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, Mordred is still deciding to come along.
He's
choosing to come along like he promised he would.
Yep.
And so it can't, whatever happens next, it can't fall on Eragon. It's not his fault.
Yep.
Even though he wanted Mordred to come and he offered to let him come, he never demanded he do so.
Yep.
I mentioned the memories the path they're operating off of is through Arya's memories.
Yep.
And I do like how, because of the alien nature of her mind, he sometimes made mistakes as to the route, costing them precious time. Because it's not like a series of pictures or she drew him a map. It's like trying to interpret someone else's memories.
Yeah.
Especially someone else whose existence is acutely unlike your own.
Absolutely.
I like that it's the acknowledgement of like, this isn't as easy as like following a map.
Yeah, I do. I really like that too. But I think eventually they end up finding a very narrow valley tucked against a far side of a very large mountain, very broad, especially broad mountain. And then they're able to get in there, and then they realize, oh, this is a lot larger. Like, he compares it to Carvajal, I think, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Palancar.
Yeah, Palancar Valley. And the trees are old. They try to escape the trees.
Trees are ancient.
But not friendly.
Yeah. And I like that. I honestly do like the vibe of, like, where the trees or the plant life or, like, the forest creatures, you can feel like you're not wanted here.
Yes,
like,
this is not a place for people.
That. I do like trees having some sentience to them.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't Palancar. The valley was really as wide as many of the Spine's Vales. So
big.
Really big. And
massive.
So now they have to get it to the other side. And now they're on like such a time crunch because Arya is dying.
It's getting worse. She has a fever now. She's restless in her sleep.
Yep, getting worse. And they have these Urgles who are strangely keeping up with them so fast behind them.
Yep. Eragon, it's next time Eragon and Saphira get up to the skies. They're worried. The Varden are hidden at the end of this valley. If we hurry, we might get there before nightfall. And Mordred is like, how am I supposed to get out? I don't see any valleys joining this one, and the Urgles are going to hem us in pretty soon. I need an escape route. Don't worry about it. This is a long valley. There's sure to be an exit further in.
I just have so much qualms with that.
Yeah.
Like, again, like, I think Eragon is putting the
Arya's needs
and his wants above what Murtagh wants.
Yeah.
And so it's like there is a dying person amongst them. Yeah. And I feel like that would trump a lot.
And Murtagh's the one that said he wanted to come.
Yeah, Murtagh said he wanted to come. And so he's getting frustrated, and I think maybe I'm digging too deep into it, but I feel like Murtagh would be frustrated because he is frustrated because, oh gosh, I don't want to go to the Varden and I'm going to get trapped in here. And also, and I promised I would see them through with this.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. I put myself in this situation.
Because, and it is like, Aaron be like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm sure there's another thing. It's like, but what else is he supposed to say? Yeah, there might not be another exit, but there's nowhere to go now, and we've gotten trapped, but you were the one who kept coming with me. You could have left anytime you wanted. Like, it's just going to lead to a fight. Yep.
So pretty much. So I think they handle it pretty well. Then they separate, and then I think that was what they go. Saphira and Eragon get up.
Yep.
Into the sky,
which is really cool.
To keep an eye on the Urgles, I think, is what the point was for that.
Yeah. So they go higher and higher.
I think Aragon's very reasonable in this. He goes, "Do you think you could fly up to one of those peaks? We might be able to spot our destination as well as a passage for Murtagh.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to him griping through the entire valley," which is fair.
Aragon is trying to solve the problem. He's
Yeah.
doing what he can to solve the problem.
And then Saphira's like, "All right, we'll do it, but it's going to get colder." And Aragon's like, "I got this." And they're like, "All right." So then they fly up. And then I love this because they encounter something that both of them are not expecting to encounter.
Yeah. I want to real quick.
Yeah.
So they're getting up higher. It was frigid. The water in Aragon's hair froze.
Because they passed through the clouds going up. So they became soaked.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it meant there was water inside your hair. Like hair. Like water inside. And I was like, I'm pretty sure there's not water inside hair. But I need to stop. That makes sense. They went through the clouds. There's literally water in Aragon's hair along his scalp. Yeah, not in the strands of hair.
Yeah, because Eragon, they rose the cloud layer and icy moisture saturated the air to form a formless gray blanket engulfed them, limiting their vision to arm's length. Eragon hoped they would not collide with anything in the murk. He struck out a hand experimentally, swinging it through the air. Water condensed on it and ran down his arms, soaking his sleeve. So when they come out of this, they are soaking wet. And then they get higher and higher in it, and that freezes.
Thank you, Lucy.
Not great.
Thank you, Lucy. Okay, so they get higher, and as you said, they are encountering something that they've never encountered before.
Yep.
And what is that?
It's the thinning of the air as you go further and further away from a planet's surface.
Yep.
You go into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I do like how Eragon just suddenly, they're having a hard time breathing. Saphira slows down. Saphira's flapping gradually slowed and her breathing became labored. Eragon gasped and panted. There didn't seem to be enough air.
Yeah.
Fighting back panic, he clutched Saphira's neck spikes for support, and he's trying to get her to go down, and she's just not responding to him.
Yeah,
and so the last thing he does is he pounds on her back, and he's like, "We take us down," and then he passes out. And he wakes up, and they're below the clouds again. And Saphira, and he's like, "What happened?" And she's like, "You blacked out."
Yes, I know that, but why didn't you answer me?
And I love this. "My brain was confused. Your words didn't make any sense. When you lost consciousness, I knew something was wrong and descended. I didn't have to sink far before I realized what had occurred." And it has a vibe of very Icarus, but
she literally says, "I won't fly so close to the sun
anymore." And it's like, I do like that. It's very much as a toddler going towards a hot stove and don't touch it, you're gonna burn yourself, don't touch it, and they won't
listen.
They touch it, and it's like, you don't want to hurt your child to get hurt, but it's also like, how else are they going to learn unless they get in a little small ouchie?
Yep, I like how Eragon's literally like, why did we run out of air? Like, how can we have it down here but not up above? Like, they don't have science.
They don't have,
like, you don't know about the atmosphere.
Or if they do have science, it's not.
It's alchemy.
Yeah, it's not like as advanced.
You don't know about the gaseous states.
Yeah.
Maybe the elves do, but like.
Yeah. And so I love that Paulini did that.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I'm like, ooh, they don't know about that yet. And I don't know why. It's not like a feeling of superiority. It's not, I know it. And these fictional characters
discover something.
Yes, it's super
like
interesting.
Like a fundamental truth about the world.
Yes, absolutely. It's so interesting and fascinating. And no big spoilers, it happens again later on, and I'm so fucking excited for that as well.
I mean, I think we can assume it must happen again, because Saphira literally says we should remember this experience. The knowledge may be useful if we ever have to fight another rider.
Yep, that's true. And I like that too, because it's like, not only did they learn like you said, a fundamental truth about the world, the planet. They don't know a planet, but it's a fundamental truth. It also gave them an edge where they know something that maybe not a lot of people know about.
It reminds me of the first Iron Man movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where when Tony Stark is working on his Iron Man suit and he flies up high, things freeze and it gets covered in ice and he can't fly anymore because he didn't think about that. And so his suit isn't designed to like deal with that problem.
With high altitudes.
So so later on he does correct that in his design, but when the big bad gets on his suit and they're fighting, he's like, "Oh, hey, so how'd you figure out how to deal with the ice problem at high altitudes?" The what? Because he brought him super up high, and this dude's suit malfunctions and he's not able to. It's great. It's a
Yeah.
great foreshadowing.
I want to watch that movie. I haven't seen the first movie in so long. Anyway, sorry.
It's a good movie. I like the first Iron Man movie. I think it's very strong and holds up.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just fun. I really like that in media. Character does thing, learns something. It is useful later.
Yeah.
But not in a super, super obvious way.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like, even when Saphira mentions, like, we should definitely remember this, I think that just feels more intelligent, like, in case this is our future.
Yeah.
She says another writer, and you know she's thinking about Galbatorix.
Galbatorix.
That is what is at the end of their path. There's
absolutely.
no one else.
Yep.
Anyway, at this point, she realizes, Saphira,
Yep.
clocks that, hey, those circles are, like, really big. So when they regroup with Murtagh,
Yep.
that's, they haven't got, okay, before they regroup with Murtagh, Eragon is like, well, maybe I can help hinder their progress.
Which is a good
Which
idea.
is a good idea, because you have magic.
Yep.
So he does some magic.
But forgets.
And he tries to do mist?
Yeah, he tries to block them.
He tries to create a mist to obscure their vision, make them, like, slow down and get lost.
Make them slow down and get lost, yep.
And it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And I think a lot of it's because it wasn't as strong as he would have liked. Because at a distance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. It's at a distance. I like he struggled to sever the magic's hold on him, to plug the breach through which his life streamed. With a savage growl, he jerked away from the magic and broke contact. Tendrils of magic snapped through his mind like decapitated snakes, then reluctantly retreated from his consciousness, clutching at the dregs of his strength. And it's like, you're super lucky.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also like, I feel like you're not... It's interesting how usually it's like, once you cast a spell, you have to see it through. And you're not able to, like, when Eragon was turning the earth into water, he couldn't stop until it had worked.
Yeah.
He's able to stop this, I think, because it has to be an ongoing act of creating the mist. That's kind of what I was thinking. And he just stops creating mist.
I was thinking that too, because I was like, the action is to create the mist, and once it is created, then you have to maintain it. Yeah. And that is a different task. So I think creating it was one, and then maintaining it is another. Because I was thinking that too. I'm like, technically, he should have dropped dead at this point.
Yeah, because it's draining him so badly.
It was draining him so fast
but
and so bad.
Yeah, I think, I'm like, does this undermine the rule? And I'm like, I don't think this one does. No. I don't think this one does.
I think it's on the borderline.
On the border, but
absolutely.
I think your point, exactly. He created the mist, but it's mist. It's going to dissipate. So probably what he's doing is just, like you said, maintaining it, keeping it together. And the Urgles were not hindered at all. Only now did he remember Brahm saying, magic is affected by distance, just like an arrow or a spear. If you try to lift or move something a mile away, it'll take more energy than if it were closer. I won't forget that again.
Yep. Oh, you know what? He doesn't even create the mist.
Oh, what is he? Is he drawing it together? What is he doing?
He thought of the thin layer of mist on the valley floor and grinned.
So he's just drawing it together.
He's either drawing it together or just making it thicker. So I think that might also be a thing where the action, I think it has, and I'm like going back, it's an action and then a maintenance thing. Mm-hmm. So he does the thing where he thickens it and then trying to hold it. So like either or, I think there is enough gray area that, And
I also think it just doesn't, even if he was closer, I just think it wouldn't work.
Yep, I agree.
The Urgles are just not going to be disturbed by this. No. The mist is just going to keep going forward.
Yeah.
And so even if he was closer, it just wouldn't have cost him as much energy. I think the reason it's a problem now is because he was trying to do it from so far away.
Yeah, I think if he was closer and tried to do it, he could probably made it a lot more effective because it probably would have been thicker. It would have taken less energy, could have maintained it for longer and actually done something. Mm-hmm. But the way that this just played out, it does absolutely nothing. It has no effect.
I love Saphira. You shouldn't have forgotten in the first place. First the dirt at Gilead, and now this. Weren't you paying attention to anything Brahm told you? You'll kill yourself if you keep this up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is exactly why Brahm didn't teach him everything up front. Actually,
It's like, actually, hold on. Actually, wait.
Criticism.
It's this reason he I think like what you said in I can't remember, it was the last couple episodes where it was like Brahm knew his student. I think he was.
I can't just tell you this stuff because you're gonna fucking kill yourself experimenting.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's like you start kids off with a baking soda volcano because they really aren't going to be able to hurt themselves with baking soda or vinegar.
Yeah.
You cannot give the same kids who are just getting into science like actual explosive, corrosive materials, because then they would hurt themselves.
They would absolutely hurt
So
themselves.
Braum just needed to get him to use the basic safety equipment and not fuck up with the baking soda volcano, something that Eragon was 60-40 in. So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I also do like this, like, as Saphira points out, it's like, you keep forgetting some basic ass shit.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I paid attention. It's just been a while, and I haven't had an opportunity to think back on it. I've never used magic at a distance, so how could I have known it would be so difficult? Next thing I know, you'll be trying to bring corpses back to life. Don't forget what Braun said about that, too.
And he's like, I won't.
But also, Saphira, yeah. Because it's been a while. I haven't thought about it. It's like, yeah, maybe we need to remind you before you do something stupid and thoughtless.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Eragon. We're pretty mad at Murtagh for killing that guy impulsively, but, like, I don't know, Eragon.
I also think
it's not exactly the same thing, but Eragon.
Yeah. I don't know if Eragon, they did have a time there where they could train and he could practice magic and stuff like that. But then over the last, like, since Arya, they haven't really had any chance to do much.
Annoying. And even when it's practice magic, it's usually just, it sounded like going through the
words and
words of the ancient language and, like, learning them better.
Yep.
It's because it's actually really impressive. Because we didn't talk about that in that episode. He had that whole conversation in the ancient language. Like, we did clock that, but we didn't, like, reflect on how, like, that's really impressive. That he can, like, clearly communicate in this language.
And that was the thing. Like, he did say, like, he doesn't know all of the words and stuff, but he was able to communicate clearly to a point where Arya could respond coherently.
Yeah. I wonder if the version we got is just like, Eragon, this is what I mean to say, and this is what she's saying back to me. But if we got Arya's version of it, Eragon his words would have been a lot more broken.
Yeah,
would have been very, very clearly someone who is not who knows the basics but isn't super familiar with.
Yep.
We mentioned grammar structure in that one. Like, that's not what this episode is about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just I like Eragon being like, I really haven't had it's like he knows these things, but never had the opportunity to practice them enough so they become, like, concrete.
Yes.
And I think that's reasonable. But I do like the fact that we're acknowledging Eragon knocking the fuck off.
Yeah, I agree too. Mm-hmm.
So now we get to Murtagh and to find out that they're called the Culls.
Yep. They land and they talk about how, they're a lot. Saphira says that. I don't know where it is.
Oh, I've got it actually.
Go right ahead.
Saphira says they're larger than any we've seen. Murtagh cursed, clutching the pommel of his sword. That explains it. Saphira, if you're right, those are the Cull, elite of the Urgles. I should have guessed that chieftain had been put in charge of them. They don't ride because horses can't carry their weights,
which is very intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Not one of them is under 8 feet tall, and they can run for days without sleep and still be ready for battle. It can take 5 men to kill one. Cull never leave their caves except for war, so they must expect a great slaughter if they're out here in such force. Yeah, I like that. Cool.
I do too.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's really interesting, mm-hmm. And that's a very interesting aspect of the Urgles. Like, there's the Urgles and then the Cull, which like are Urgles.
Yeah, and you're like, is this like a branch off of Urgle, or is it like, well, they're like the Olympians of Urgles.
Yeah.
They're like
the Olympians of Urgles.
Well, the Olympics I'm recording this the day of the opening ceremonies in the Paris Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
So very excited about that. I'm going to watch it's the first time they're ever doing the opening ceremonies not in a stadium.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're doing it on the streets instead.
Oh,
and that sounds very cool. We'll see how that turns out. I'm going to watch it later. I'm really excited to watch the rock climbing.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
The breakdancing is going to be done in the Olympics for the first time this year.
Cool.
So, but it's like, listen, everyone is human. But if you have one human that's just like, hey, you're weirdly flexible and like stamina, maybe you should do gymnastics. Like, is it that what is it? What makes it the Cull is just, hey, you're just naturally taller than other Urgles. You should train to be an elite warrior. Or is it literally like a branch of Urgle where it's like same species but not exactly?
Yeah. We just don't know. Yeah.
Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Same species, no, different species, same genus?
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
At least we don't. For the time being.
For the time being, we don't. Maybe in the future. But that explains how And it also just heightens the stakes. We knew things
Yeah.
are bad. The Urgals are keeping up. They shouldn't be able to keep up, especially because how many times our party has gotten away from Urgals, from soldiers?
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
the fact that this problem has maintained a problem,
Yep.
which it has to be for a new reason. And this is it. Here's a new threat.
Yep, and I like Murtag is, and like this is again like it's a good thing Murtag's with them because Murtag says they're strong, determined, and large in numbers. It's possible that we may have to face them. If that happens, I only hope that the Varden have men posted nearby who will help us. Despite our skill and Saphira, we can't hold off Cole, and that's like, oh, that's
Yep.
that is a oh.
Yep. One more thing I like. I really like when Eragon says, oh, Saphira says that they're much bigger. Murtag says to Saphira, Saphira, if you're right. I like that Murtag speaks directly to Saphira.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that we've had it in the past where he's like, oh, there's like no animal more majestic, save for you, Saphira.
Yeah.
Like how they cannot speak to each other.
Yeah.
But Murtag always speaks to Saphira, and he acknowledges like her as an entity separate from Eragon, probably because they had to spend a lot of one-on-one time together.
Yeah, and I also think like he's respecting her as someone with intelligence. Like he's not treating her like a horse because you don't see him going right.
Yeah, right, Torek?
Right, yeah, right, Snowfire?
Snowfire.
Yeah, like he's not doing, but he recognizes, and I think like that's also very respectful.
Yes.
Too, because, and I'm like, I don't know if anyone wouldn't be respectful to Saphira. She's got those teeth and those claws.
Like, yeah, but it's different. Like, it's respect of something that is a threat, or then just or respect for an entity that is a member of your party, that is your friend.
Yes,
that like
absolutely.
Saphira
and I think there's friends.
And I think they're friends. Like Murtag and Saphira are friends. Like it's not just, this isn't just like Eragon's mount or an extension of Eragon's power. Like Saphira, I think Murtag views Saphira as being separate from Eragon and often speaks directly to her and acknowledges the fact that he doesn't say like if she's right to Eragon. He says to Saphira, if you're right. I like that as an intentional choice of like how Murtag, and we haven't, Saphira has never interacted with anybody regularly save for Eragon, Braum, and Murtag.
Yep.
And I actually don't know how often we got things where, I'm sure Braum spoke to Saphira, but like so much of it was him speaking to Eragon.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't something I was clocking in the same way I'm clocking that Murtag does it.
Yeah.
And so it will be very, very interesting when hopefully eventually they meet other people that they spend extended amount of times with to see how they interact with Saphira in relation to Eragon and how, because I think like I said, like the fact that Murtag addresses Saphira in that manner demonstrates a lot about how he views her as a person.
Yep.
Rather than a beast.
Yep.
So
I agreed.
Anyway, Eragon, I don't think it's right to kill someone who's defenseless if they could run away. Yeah, let's drop boulders on the coals.
We're gonna drop boulders on the coals.
Don't get me wrong. Great fucking idea.
Great idea.
It's a threat. You can't solve it with magic, but you got a dragon.
You got a bunch of
and
rocks.
They can't. I was a little worried. They were like, oh shit, do they have like a big arrow thing? I was like really scared for a minute because I couldn't remember how this played out, but nah, they just keep
dropping rocks
drop
on
boulders on them to scatter them and throw up off their game, and it's so smart.
Yeah.
Like, it's so very good.
And, like, even, like, Eragon, like, they don't use magic here. They just, like, throw a bunch of stuff down on them. But it's also, I think Braum said it. It's, like, it's easier to, if you control a pebble and shoot a pebble through somebody's head, that takes less energy than to, like, strike down an enemy. So it's like, I'm like, Eragon, I don't know, and again, like, they don't really, I don't think he uses magic here, but it's like he's just holding these like fist-sized rocks, and I'm like, you put magic in that to make them go down faster will probably take less energy than it would to do the mist thing.
Yeah, that's so smart. Yeah, exactly. So it is another example like we had in the previous chapter of a kind of, not a similar scene, but like enforcing the lesson of the magic and what Braum has said, and us getting to see that being practiced as these concepts, as these things that Eragon has experienced start to become more part of his nature and part of the way he approaches problem solving is very good.
Yep.
Also, it's just funny.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
It is really funny.
I like to think Saphira's having a great time.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go get another boulder.
I'm going to try to get him. It almost has a bowling feel almost a little bit. Trying to bowl down the coal.
Because at one point Eragon does say, "Let's find more ammunition." He suggested, bending low Saphira. She growled in agreement and returned to the riverbed.
Yep. And then one of the things that I like when they're doing this is they go back. They drop a bunch of boulders on him, and then they go back to Murtagh because they see the waterfall, don't they?
He's searching for the waterfall that would signify the end of their journey. But they're also like getting anxious because he wants to check on Arya. She's dying. Yep. Arya's life is in fate's hands now. You made your choice to stay with Murtagh. It's too late to change that, so stop agonizing over it. Yep. We also have Murtagh has made the decision to stay with Eragon.
Yes, absolutely.
Eragon has also made the decision to stay with Murtagh. He really could have just said, "I'm taking Saphira and taking Arya. Keep Snowfire. I'm going to. You don't want to go. I need to go. I need to get her there." And they could have flown there faster than the horses could have. Their trek is slower because they don't want to kill the horses.
Yep.
So Murtagh and Eragon can stay traveling together. And so that is I think that's also an important note, is that Murtagh's like, "I don't want to go to the Varden. I'm freaking out. But I'm choosing to go along with Eragon." And Eragon's like, "I don't want Arya to die. We need to get to the Varden. I'm freaking out." And Saphira's like, "Yeah, but you did choose to stay with Murtagh. You both are making choices.
Yep.
You both are choosing your priorities. So you have to stop acting like the other thing is now completely unacceptable when you knew this was the bargain you were making."
Yep.
They see the waterfall.
Yep, they see the waterfall, and I think I think I just read the line, "I will not leave Arya or Murtagh to their mercy." Yep. That was before the boulders thing, but I really like that line that he's I'm not going to leave them.
Yeah, neither of them.
Yep.
I won't choose.
Yep. But yeah, so they get there and they land and they land in ahead of Murtagh, and Murtagh comes out through the trees and he's just running and doesn't fucking stop. He's just like, "Nope, we're going.
Saphira separates so she can fly over the river.
Yeah.
So she can keep flying.
I don't know if she's flying or swimming. It just says Saphira went to the river so she could follow them without being hindered by the trees. So I don't know if
she could be swimming.
Either way or walking, it's regardless, that's there's going to be no trees there.
Like I said, these aren't friendly trees.
Yeah.
So Arya hasn't died yet, but Murtagh is worried. Is there a valley or a gorge ahead that I can leave through? And Eragon has to.
And he's apprehensive. He's like, "Oh God."
It's dark, so I may have missed something, but
no.
And he's so upset.
Oh, he's so mad. And it's so rightly fair, rightly true. "Are you saying the only place I can go is the Varden?" "Yes, but keep running. The Urgles are almost upon us." "No, Murtagh." And he stabbed a finger at Eragon. "I warned you that I wouldn't go to the Varden, but you went ahead and trapped me between a hammer and an anvil. You're the one with the elf's memories. Why didn't you tell me there was a dead end?"
All I knew was where we had to go, not what lay in between. Don't blame me for choosing to come.
And that's the brunt of it. Murtagh, you chose this. You can be mad at Eragon, and I'm very much Eragon hasn't necessarily been very empathetic towards Murtagh or what is that? Considerate, thank you. Hasn't been very considerate towards Murtagh in that, but it's also
But there's also a lot of factors that neither of them could control. The Urgles finding them.
Yeah, they had no idea.
The slavers stopping, slowing.
Absolutely.
They made so much progress.
Yeah.
And then they got stopped by these fucking fools. Arya dying. The whatever beef they have at the Varden. The fact that, these are not things that either of them chose to do, but they did both choose to continue staying together. Eragon could have made the call. You need to go see if you can escape. They'll see us in the skies and probably go after us more than you. Slip away, release Snowfire if you must, but Murtagh could have said I'm gonna try my luck. I'd rather he did decide that getting closer to the Varden without knowing what his next plan would be after that was worth the risk to continue traveling with Eragon. And Eragon does acknowledge that he hasn't really thought about Murtagh's plight and his worries for a while. Simultaneously, Eragon didn't know the valley, and Arya didn't literally show him a map, and here's the whole valley. She just showed him the path to get there. And Murtagh, you were the one assuming the valley would have another way out. But also, it's a bummer. but like it's not anything either of them can actually control, because there were
Yes.
things that like forced them into this moment.
Yep,
But they also
absolutely.
both made decisions that meant they were there together.
Yep, absolutely.
And Murtagh seems like he's about to have a panic attack.
Yeah, he really does. And I like the fact they stop running, and Saphira's like, "Why have you stopped?"
Yeah, don't distract
And
me.
He's asking. I think he asks Murtagh in more than once. Why? He's and it's been up until like he's like, why are they after you? Why do you want to go? And Murtagh's always evaded it and just not answered. And
He
or
almost answered that one time.
He almost answers, but then
the
gets
Urgles.
distracted, and then he lost his whatever it was that he was gonna answer. Just lost it.
Just doesn't.
And then
whatever courage he was
Yeah.
able to dig up to reveal whatever this horrible truth he has.
yeah,
like,
and he goes, what's your quarrel with the Varden? It can't be so terrible that you must keep it hidden even now. Would you rather fight the cold than reveal it? How many times will we go through this before you trust me? And Saphira's like, the Urgles, and he goes, Eragon's like, I know, and Saphira's like, quickly,
we have
quickly.
to resolve this. And I think Eragon's right, because I love what he says here next. Murtagh,
Yeah.
unless you wish to die, we must go to the Varden. Don't let me walk into their arms without knowing how they will react to you. If it's going to be dangerous enough without unnecessary surprises. And like, I like that. I like
Yes.
it's now Eragon is like not being like, you got to tell me what your baggage is, right?
Yeah.
He's laying his cards out like, this is the situation we're in. We now have no choice. You're going to come with me. We're going to see the Varden. And you told me they're not going to like you. I need to know why that is,
Yeah.
because I need to be ready to defend you. Or
Yeah.
I need to be ready for what their expectation will be.
Yes,
Like, I need to
exactly.
understand what's about to happen, because things are breaking real
Really
bad.
yeah.
And this is when he finally, and I like that it is Eragon pointing out that not knowing the full situation is now dangerous to him personally.
Yeah.
It never was before. It was just like,
Yes.
I wonder what's past us. Yeah, whatever. And as it's like, hey, I'm not going to go to the Varden, I'm not going to tell you why. Okay, that doesn't,
Yeah.
well, I'll get to the Varden, you won't. And that's never, like, there was never a situation where Eragon ever actually needed to know.
Yeah.
Unlike everything Braun did. I hear myself saying it, but I stand by. Unlike the things that Braun was hiding from Eragon, which were very, very much things Eragon did need to know, and
Yeah.
also things that Braun wanted Eragon to know,
Yeah.
since he coughed him up on his deathbed.
Yep.
If the Urgles surrounded them and they were dying, Murtagh wouldn't have spun around and tried to tell Eragon. Like, this is not a thing that Eragon needed to know.
Yeah.
And this is not a thing that Murtagh wanted Eragon to know.
Yep.
So him keeping the secret is totally justified.
Is justified.
And now that it is very clear that the Varden are going to know whatever the thing is, they're going to know instantly. And
Yeah.
that is going to put Eragon in danger if he's not on the same page as everyone
Absolutely.
else.
And I do like how what you mentioned earlier too was like he's like like reading between lines. He's like, I can't protect you
Yes.
if I don't know what. Like, I've been traveling with you, I can vouch for you, but I won't know how to do that
Mhm.
properly unless I know the thing that you were trying to hide.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
God.
don't
Mhm.
like, yeah. And then this fucking line is
Yeah.
so fucking good.
Oh, it's so, and he's like, I love like his breath. Finally, Murtagh turned to Eragon. His breathing was hard and fast, like that of a cornered wolf. He paused, then said with a tortured voice, "You have a right to know. I am the son of Morzan, first and last of the Forsworn."
Boom, mic
Yeah,
drop.
and like that tortured voice, the breath becoming harder, like cornered wolf. Like, this boy is having a panic attack.
Yep, he's on the brink of having it. Yep, absolutely.
Someone get him a paper bag. Let's bust out the breathing meditation app. All right, inhale for 6, hold for 4, exhale for 8. Let's
Yep.
do it again.
Yep, and that's what I love about the Gerard Doyle reading this is he goes how he reads it is like, you have a right to know.
Oh, it's just on
and it's like,
tears.
oh, like, because his it's just with a tortured voice, and he just, and it's like, shit.
Yep.
Shit.
And I think that's
Ah.
true. It's the you have a right to know. I think now that they realize they're both about to have to walk into the Varden, I think Eragon does have a right to know for what Eragon just said. But nowhere before did Eragon have a right to this information.
Yeah, but I also think like if we don't read chapter 49, because 49 they go a little bit.
Oh,
more
this is
into this.
yes, and I'm just
Yeah.
pretending like I don't know what
we
happens at
don't
the
know what
beginning of
happens.
chapter
But I think,
49.
like,
I don't
just-
want to punch Eragon in the face.
Yeah. So, but what if we just put a bookmark here and we're
And
like,
I am.
we finished
Look
a
at
chapter.
look at my cute little. It's a spooky. It's a
it's
purple
very-
spooky. It's got
it's a
bats
purple
and
spooky.
skulls.
It's
and
very
little,
good.
Little palm cans. My girlfriend bought it for me.
That's so good.
Isn't it?
But I think that if we just stop, like we're going to bed and we close this book and we put it away and we don't know anything else, I think that us as readers can make a good, like, idea, like on the freaking red string wall, right? Where Murtagh is the son of Morzan.
Yes, who was the one who helped Galbatorix betray the Riders, and he was also of those initial the Forsworn.
Yep.
The anti-apostles is what I called him in my head.
Oh, that's great. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, they all over the however long died, and he was the last one.
He was the first and last, and he died by Brom.
Brom
killed him because Brom has said that he fought and defeated Morzan.
And that was specifically when they were making off with the egg.
No.
No? Yes.
Well, yes. I'm sorry. I forgot that the egg was taken a very long time ago.
It's hard to like get track on like
what was the order? It was Brom stole the egg. Yes. And while he was escaping, Morzan
caught up,
and that was when he
they had their thief stole the egg. They were meeting up. When they didn't, something went wrong, and then Brom fought Morzan
and defeated Morzan.
Yeah, and defeated
so
him
you're thinking
and took
like
the sword.
Brom, who has been the storyteller, who was Eragon's mentor, and then almost the closest thing he had to a father apart from Garrow.
Yeah,
killed
Murtagh's
father.
Although we can maybe guess. Probably not a good dad.
Yeah.
If our boy's got this much trauma and maybe just remember how he reacted to seeing that sword.
And also saying, like, I haven't been safe since the day I was born. You're like, okay, that maybe makes sense now a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think us doing that, and you're like, oh, this just got fucking heavy.
And when Murtagh was being like, hey, I heard you talking, like, is that Brom, like, of the Rider, the one who killed Morzan? Like, that is the point of reference.
Yes.
And Eragon's so consumed in his own grief in this situation that he doesn't really interpret anything that Murtagh is. But Murtagh does not seem malicious or weird about that.
No, he doesn't.
Like, he's just more like,
is that the Brom? The Brom?
That guy?
Holy shit.
Interesting.
And it suddenly like snaps Murtagh's past and reality just so much into sharper focus.
The Forsworn are probably like the closest thing they have like to royalty.
Like loyal. There's what do they call it? There's the king and queen, and then
like the lords.
The lords, that's it. Like all the lords, and they're usually just as rich, just as fancy, just like less so.
That explains. That literally explains everything we've been trying to figure out about like Murtagh. How has this dude got this? He doesn't dress like he's a bandit. He's comes from money.
Yeah,
he's got great training. He's got intense trauma. The Empire and the Varden.
Yeah.
Like, the Empire want him. The Varden hates him. Like, he's Morzan's son. Galbatorix probably wants him back.
Yeah. And I think like, it's just for me, it's fascinating. Because, again, like, Paolini, fucking great job. Because he has built all of that to this point, to the point where that one fucking line hits so hard, and you're like, holy fucking shit, this guy is, oh my god, and that makes sense, and suddenly, oh my god, and oh my god.
And it works in a way where even, I think, if you were a reader who called it, you're like, I think he's Morzan's son. Yeah. Like, he's weird about the sword, and it was the first thing he clocked, and he clearly comes from money. Yeah, I think that it's not unsatisfying. It also doesn't feel like a thing that was coming from a mile away, that we knew from the moment we saw Murtagh. Like, flip side, I don't remember what Little Darien called. If she had put those pieces together, I don't think Little Darien called it.
No, I don't think Little Lucy did either.
I don't know if grown-up Darien would have called it.
I might have older Lucy. I usually call things and I'm like, yep. But
It's just so intensely specific, though.
Yeah, it is. I think
I would have been like, he's definitely a member of the court.
I was gonna say that. Like, I'm like, I don't think I would have guessed he would have been Morzan's child. But I think I would have guessed
he was Morzan.
Yeah, or if he was Morzan,
he faked his death and like.
I might have guessed that. How wild would that have been? But I think I would have guessed that. Yeah. Or like he was like part of like what you said, Galbatorix's court or something. Like in the inner circle that something happened and he ran.
I don't know if I would have guessed he's Morzan's kid.
Exactly.
And that's not satisfying. That doesn't like twists should not be something that totally, completely blindside your readers that you never could have guessed. So here's the writing takeaway, is that a good twist isn't something that comes out of completely nowhere.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah, it's not about tricking your audience,
yes.
right? Like, actually, a good twist is one that either the audience can guess once they have enough information. Like, if they can guess it from the first piece, it's not a good twist. It's too obvious.
Yeah.
But if once they have enough red string that they can guess it, then it's a good twist. Or if after they know it, they go back and look at all the details and think, oh yeah, of course, that totally makes sense.
Yep.
Whereas, and I think you see too many folks who grew up being, twist, what, such a good twist. And then they want to tell those twists. Or like if you're someone who's well known for a twist, but then you miss out on like the twist in The Sixth Sense, spoilers for The Sixth Sense, but surely you know, is that the guy's been dead the whole time.
Yes.
And that is very shocking when you realize that when Haley Joel Osment reveals you're dead too. But when you look back, it's actually obvious. He was shot at the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
No one else acknowledges him except for the kid.
Yep.
Like, you just think he's going through a bad divorce.
And we don't really get any kind of hospital visits or anything
it just
from
suddenly
between
clicks
him getting shot to him going to the kid. Like, we don't really get anything
because
in between
this was the person who killed him was someone else who was one of his patients who he was not able to help in a successful manner.
Yeah, because it was that older dude was the kid. He had the same. He could hear ghosts and stuff, didn't believe him. And that's why his like redemption arc was to help a child.
That was why he was a ghost, because his
Exactly.
unfinished business is to help in the way he wasn't able to help before.
And
then when you realize that, you're like, oh damn, that you could totally see that coming. Like, you could have reasonably guessed that without it being obvious.
Yep.
And now you have other Shyamalan movies where it's like, here's the twist, and it's like, did you forget why this one worked in the first place? Like, or The Usual Suspects. You get the twist is, this guy they've been interviewing, well, he's Kaiser Sose the whole time. But like, there's actually no way you could have guessed that. Everyone else has just been lying to you the whole time.
Yep.
So that's a less satisfying twist.
Yeah, and I'll say, like, my twist that I said, I'm pretty sure it was this one where we're talking about Bioshock. It was this.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, the twist in Bioshock, I wasn't going to talk about spoilers, but now I will. It was completely unintentional. But, like, the big twist in Bioshock is the man, Atlas, who had been helping you the whole time, was actually the villain and turns on you the moment he gets what he wants. And you realize that your character is brainwashed to follow the sentence, would you kindly?
Would you kindly?
And he has been saying it the entire fucking game. And that's the thing where it's like, for me, I was like, probably some people guessed, but for me, it came out of nowhere.
Good. It's considered one of the greatest twists in video games.
But then you could see it. You can be like, yeah, it makes sense. The whole game. Would you kindly pick up that radio? Would you kindly?
And you, as the player, just are like, someone in the game is going to tell me what to do, and I do it because I'm playing a game.
I'm playing a game, and it's also like he's got this. Atlas has this accent, and it's just something that he says. It's a quirk he says.
Yeah,
like, I always say
a funny spoof.
Like for me, it's like Lucy. I always say fair enough. Yeah, like that's my thing.
I think I say like, oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
And so it's like it just feels like a verbal quirk that people have. Yeah, it's so good.
So
good
I
twist.
I agree with that. Twists are.
Yeah, so we're not quite done dissecting, but that's the thing. What's your favorite twist? And also, if you're gonna do a twist, make sure there's a paper trail.
Yeah,
right.
I like that.
Like, there should be a paper trail. Don't make it obvious. Don't make it apparent. Like, but there should be a paper trail.
Yes.
Like once the audience knows, they should be able to look back and be like, oh my god, like, oh, I love the twist of The Good Place.
Oh yeah.
That's one of mine. I know. I know I've cited a couple, but that one I was trying to think of like, what is my favorite one? It is. Oh, we also talked about Taz the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one with Taz. Huge spoilers for Taz. Please cover your ears or skip if you need to. But Loop wouldn't have been such a big fucking twist if Griffin didn't sprinkle her in. If it was just something like, and you have a sister. Like, what?
And that one was, and for Taz, the big twist of also the being like, you're from Fantasy NASA is a little harder.
Fantasy NASA.
That's what he calls it. Davenport is captain of Fantasy NASA.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
It's Fantasy Interdimensional NASA.
That's, real quick, you can cut this out. The one of the last images in Suffering Game with where they're all in that picture, and you can see the IPRV.
Yeah, the badge.
Oh my god!
Like, that
you can see it clearly.
Yeah, that one's harder because like it being actual play and them trying to figure out the story and having the autonomy of the characters. Like, that one's like, I don't think anyone guessed that they were fantasy NASA.
Yeah.
But the guess that the Bureau of the Balance is hiding something, that they're maybe hoarding the grand relics.
Yeah.
That maybe the trio have a deeper history than they should. Like, maybe the red robe is really on their side.
Yeah.
Like, the sprinkling in of, like, here's the badge. Here's the red robe, this mysterious big bad we've been told. Like, trying to tell them and giving them information about the planes.
And hinting and helping.
Yeah, saving Merle's kids.
Yep.
And yeah, the things, yeah, being off. But in the good place, I love at the end when it's like, oh, this is the bad place.
Yeah.
And how that explains every discrepancy that the show has been presenting, where it's like, this is heaven and you deserve to be here and you're so great. And it's like, oh, but there was a clerical error and it was the wrong Eleanor and she shouldn't be here. Also, this other guy shouldn't be here. He's supposed to be a monk who's taken a vow of silence, but he's some trash panda from Florida.
Yeah.
And, Tahani, she's like, oh, I'm so great, but she's maybe the worst person you ever met in your entire life. And Chidi's suffering the whole time because he knows everybody's secrets. And how is this heaven? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It was never supposed to be. All these things that seem like they're discrepancies are actually clues that they've been lied to.
Yep.
And it's so choice.
Yep.
So choice. In fucking incredible.
Yep.
So choice.
Yep.
So, so what's your favorite twist?
Yes.
It's going to be our prompts of the episode. And writing takeaway, I think, is make sure you track your receipts if you're doing a twist.
Absolutely. I agree with all of that. Mm-hmm. Very good.
What time? Where are we at? We got to wrap it up? We got time to talk about my draft? Kind of weird. I'm trying to figure out whether I want to do a twist or not in my draft. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Because I think the twist could be easily guessed, but simultaneously explain a potential logical discrepancy, wherein if it was set up the whole time, but it contradicts the grand ending, wherein, I guess it doesn't have to, if one of my protagonists is rescued by another protagonist, and it's like, wow, it's super lucky you were being imprisoned in this place where this other character happens to go to collect spell material. It's like, yeah, but this one place happens to be on a ley line, and that's actually why the spell material is there in the first place.
Yeah.
And that works. But the twist is like, they were supposed to find them because they actually don't want this. When they realize this character is useless and can't actually do the magic that they thought they could do, then they're like, okay, well, I know they're going to come here because I heard they're back in town, and we could still salvage my underling's mistake.
Yeah.
You're going to get information on how their magic works. And once you get that, if you tell it to me, I'll send you back home.
Yeah.
And then that being that's why they were able to hide for so long, and you kept being worried about someone coming fine, but like no one ever did, and they were worried about doing these other things because they knew they weren't going to come and get them. But I also don't know if that works. If the ending, I want them to another character, like my emotional payoff for this other arc doesn't necessarily work, except it could, where it's like, would it still work if they're like, well, I actually think you were lying and you're not so useless because why would they have protected you if you couldn't actually do it? And I think you tricked me. And would that make sense for the villain to still do what I know I'm speaking in vague terms. Lucy and I will have an actual conversation about this later, dear listeners. I think I'll cut all this.
Yeah.
This sounds like it'd be so frustrating to listen to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cut all this. The answer is no, we don't have time. So twists. Favorite twists. Twists are great.
I really want to hear that absolutely entirely. Like, I love, twists are so good, especially when they're done right. It's just satisfying when you guess it and you're like, I was fucking right.
Yeah, when you feel like Sherlock Holmes.
Yep.
Like, that's the fun of a detective novel, too, is like, I solved it.
Yeah.
Even if you solved it really at the beginning of the parlor sequence.
Yep.
I did a murder mystery on Halloween, and I kept going back and forth. No one could solve it. And we're literally at the end, and everybody is going around and reading their final statements that's going to reveal who done it. And right before it got to my husband, I realized a detail where it's like, wait, this character had fake teeth, and we all found out about it here, but he knocked his teeth out when they were in school, so he would have known about it. Oh my God. And I tore off the ring because they kept being like, how do you even love each other? You don't even have a ring. And so they halfway through, my husband got a ring and proposed. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So during that parlor sequence, I rip off the ring and I throw it on the table, and I'm like, it was you killed him. And I was right. And it doesn't matter that they were literally about to say it. I still solved it.
I like
Twist.
That. Yep.
All right. that's what we got. Let us know comment on Spotify,
Yep.
hit us up on Instagram, send us an email.
All the things.
As always, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you so much.
We're so close to the end.
We're so close to the end, and then we get to start Eldest. I am so
we're gonna start
freaking
Eldest.
hyped.
Should we watch the movie?
Maybe we should watch the movie.
Should we, like, in between the... Okay, dear listeners, you have to tell us.
Okay.
If you want us to watch the movie.
To suffer through the movie.
Oh, that'll be... Lucy, we'll make a night of it. I'll make special themed cocktails.
Okay.
We'll even record a little tipsy.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll be in pain the whole time. It's fine.
Well, maybe we should just talk about it on... should that be our dragons for Patreon, though?
It would, like... We could do it for the Patreon, but...
We are almost done. Lucy, how many more chapters do we have?
I think 14, if I counted right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 more chapters.
Wow, okay. That's awesome.
Right?
That's so exciting. Yeah, it's wild how far we've come. And listeners, thank you for being here. If you've been listening from the first episode, wow, how did you find us when we were so small and brand new? That's incredible. Or if you just started listening, or if you're listening way in the distant future and we've actually finished a series by now.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending time on our show.
Thank you for hanging out,
That's
listening,
so
enjoying
cool.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
If you'd like, obviously, like we said, hit us up to let us know your thoughts on the episodes.
Absolutely.
If you want to leave a rating on Spotify or a review on Apple Podcasts, that'd be really cool. That's a really good way to... It doesn't actually, it doesn't have anything to do with the ratings on those systems, but it does indicate to other people why this is worth their time.
Yeah.
And so if you think other folks would enjoy the show and you don't have anyone in your real life that you can be like, hey, you should listen to this, leaving a high rating or a nice review on Apple Podcasts, does tell other people this is worth your time. You should hang out, join us here to talk about this book we love. That's really cool. So if you want to do that, that would be awesome. Otherwise, time is valuable, and spending your time with us is always good.
Yes.
And if you want to spend more time with us and hear more about stuff, you can do that on Patreon.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned that in a hot second.
More about dragons.
Yeah, patreon.com/EABA, Eragon and back again. We talk about dragons. We talked about
all dragons.
We talked about Dragon's Milk this month.
Yes.
That episode will be up by now because this coming out end of August, so that'll be up. You can also listen to us talk about How to Train Your Dragon, Dragons of Fantasy Made Real, the Animal Planet documentary, as well as Ever After High dragon games.
Yep, and then Dragonflight.
Oh, and the Dragonflight. I forgot the first one we did was Dragonflight. And McCaffrey's
Dragon
Riders of Pern. Yes.
Which was
Dragon.
so good.
Yeah.
I do think of that fondly. I'm like, yes.
That was fun. I'm glad we spent time there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
me
if you
too.
if you love what we do here and want more dragons, and also to help support the show so we can hopefully go back to doing weekly episodes and helping us get the resources we need to do that consistently without feeling stressed or pressured.
Yep.
Supporting us on Patreon is a great way to do that, but so is leaving a rating or just telling us what your favorite twist was.
Yes,
I want to hear about it.
absolutely. Hearing all the things is perfect.
Thank you again for listening.
Thank you.
And until next time, she's Lucy Hart.
And she's Darien Smartt.
And this is Eragon.
And back again.